Hey everybody, this is Jeremy from MainTakeAway. Today we're going to be discussing Losing My Virginity by Richard Branson. Here's a look at the cover. In this video, you will learn Richard Branson's business philosophy, how he uses instinct to make decisions, how Virgin is structured, and personal knacks about this billionaire entrepreneur. His philosophy of business. Above all, you want to create something you're proud of. This has always been my philosophy of business. I can honestly say that I have never gone into any business purely to make money. If that is the sole motive, then I believe you are better off not doing it. A business has to be involving, it has to be fun, and it has to exercise your creative instincts. More philosophy. I'm often asked to define my business philosophy, but I don't believe it can be taught as if it's a recipe. There aren't ingredients and techniques that will guarantee success. Parameters exist that, if followed, will ensure that a business can continue. But it's not as if you can clearly define our business success and then bottle it as if it's a perfume. It's not that simple. To be successful, it's not that simple. To be successful, you have to be out there. You have to hit the ground running, and if you have a good team around you and more than a fair share of luck, you might make something happen. Virgin Records. In the 1970s, I knew very little about the record industry, but from what I saw at the record shop, I could see that it was a wonderfully informal business with no strict rules. It had unlimited potential for growth. A new band could suddenly sweep the nation and be a huge hit. The music business is a strange combination of real and intangible assets. Pop bands are brand names in themselves. But it is also an industry where few successful bands are exceptionally rich, and the bulk of the bands remain obscure and impoverished. The rock business is a prime example of the most ruthless kind of capitalism. Virgin. Despite employing over 20,000 people, Virgin is not a big company. It's a big brand, made up of lots of small companies. Our priorities are the opposite of most competitors, who worry about shareholders first, customers next, employees last. For us, employees matter most. Start off with a happy, well-motivated workforce, and you're far more likely to have happy customers. Living on instinct. Richard Branson says, I never enjoyed being accountable to anyone else or being out of control of my own destiny. I've always enjoyed breaking the rules, whether they were school rules or more general rules, such as the idea that no 17-year-old can edit a national magazine. As a 20-year-old, I had lived life entirely on my own terms, following my instincts. I make up my mind about a business proposal within 30 seconds, and whether it excites me. I rely far more on gut instincts than researching huge amounts of stats. I feel numbers can be twisted to prove anything. Cash and trust. I have always believed that the only way to cope with a cash crisis is not to contract, but to try to expand out of it. I normally make up my mind whether I can trust somebody within 60 seconds of meeting them. Diversifying, Branson style. Whenever Virgin has money, I always review my search for new opportunities. I am always trying to broaden the group so that we are not dependent upon a narrow source of income, but I suspect that this is due more to inquisitiveness and restlessness than sound financial sense. When Event Magazine failed, he realized how important it was to separate the various Virgin companies so that if one failed, it would not threaten the rest of the Virgin group. Putting his face on it. I found the press enjoyed writing stories about Virgin if they could put a face to the name. For the first time, I began to use myself to promote the companies and the brand. Apart from never involving my family, I was happy to do anything to increase Virgin's profile. Promotion was one of the keys to our growth. Branson's motive. Whenever anyone tells me that I've got no option, I try to prove them wrong. I could have retired, but this was fun. Fun is at the core of how I like to do business, and it has informed everything I've done from the outset. More than any other element, fun is the secret of Virgin's success. Lists. I've always lived my life by making lists. Lists of people to call, lists of ideas, lists of companies to set up, lists of people who can make things happen. Each day I work through these lists, and that sequence of calls propels me forward. Upholding Virgin. Once you have a great product, it's essential to protect its reputation with vigilance. Monitor your press. Every time one of our ventures gets too big, we divide it up into smaller units. I go to deputy directors and tell them they're now directors of a new company. The people haven't had much more work to do, but they have a greater incentive to perform and a greater zest for their work. By the time we sold Virgin Music Group, we had as many as 50 subsidiary record companies, and not one of them had more than 60 employees. What's your takeaway from the video? Click on the link below and get the book on Amazon and give your own review. Share this on Facebook with someone who needs to hear about Richard Branson's philosophy, or tweet at MainTakeAway and tell us how you're going to use this information for your life or your business. Or share a comment below on what you liked about the video. Losing My Virginity on Amazon was rated a 4.6 out of 5 stars by 34 people. You can click on the link below while books remain. Get it new for $11.10 or used for $10.42.